What's up, everybody? Welcome to Storm Sessions. I'm your host, Danny Enriquez. This is brought to you by OmegaXL Sport, and we're here with one of the breakout stars of the 2025 season, Jakobe Thomas. Jakobe, how we doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing excellent, man. It's been a blast watching you play, man. I know Canes fans are falling in love with you. I see you on Twitter posting some of the great safeties that have come through here, the Sean Taylors, the Ed Reeds, paying a lot of respect, to the past, and then also making some new memories for Canes fans. So just how's that connection been with the Canes community and just the history since you've been here?
Before I got here, when I came on my visit, I got a chance to walk through the IPF, and you look on the wall and like the banners that hang above, and you just see so many names, and you're kind of like, you look and you're like, dang, I didn't know he went here. Like, I didn't know Calais Campbell went to school here.
Yep.
But I've always loved Sean Taylor. Like, when I was in Pee Wee, me and my dad used to watch the highlights before we played. It's always just been something I've kind of done. So, I didn't get a chance to watch him play a lot. I was young, so I didn't really understand the game. But, like, now I just go back and I look and I'm like, this guy wore the same uniform, same helmet, like practice on the same practice field. All those, just the little stuff that just means the most to me.
And now younger Canes fans, that's, you're that to them. So they're making some new memories here. But talking to your mom, Brandy, shout out to her. She was awesome. But she talked about, you had a football before the bottle. Like, you were football from the beginning. What was it about football that from a young age just you connected with?
I've always been violent. So it's like, I don't know. It's just been something that I feel like the most me when I get to play football. In between the four lines, it's just like I can be me and not have to worry about what people say, anything. Nothing matters within those 60 minutes. So
they had you playing quarterback, right? So you weren't even able to hit people as much, right?
Nah, I played offense all the way up until college. So my freshman year of college, I got moved to safety. Haven't looked back since. But yeah, I played offense all through high school, middle school, Pee Wee, all that.
So let's go back to the beginning. So you started off in Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
And then moved to Tennessee. As I understand, one of the main reasons was to play youth football, right? Because they had better programs. So from the beginning, it's kind of been this path. Just growing up, I know your family's real tight-knit and you're really close to your parents. Just the whole growing up and what you remember besides the football stuff.
It's just always been me, my mom, my dad. Like, they're my parents. I have the respect for them, but they're my best friends. They're like you said, my parents made a sacrifice to take me to Tennessee so I could play more football, better football. So, like, just having them around day in and day out. Like, my dad lives here with me. Like, that's like my best friend. We sit down and watch the game. After I come home from the game, we'll sit down and watch the whole game and just talk about it. So, my parents are my everything. Like, it's kind of why I play, because they put so much in. There's no reason for me not to give back to them for what they've done for me. So,
how much does it mean to have them? Like, that you've had success along the way, obviously. We'll go through your story and some of the successes you've had along the way. But, Notre Dame, prime time, every celebrity in the world in the stands, you're out there starting, making plays. How good is it to see their kind of reaction to your success and going to a whole new level?
I try not to buy into it, but it's really hard. Like, some of the people you idolize watch you and say something about you. Like Ray Lewis was the big one for me. I did his dance after, the sack against Florida, and, we talked about it. And that was just kind of a surreal moment for me, because I'm like, 10 years ago, I had a picture of Ray Lewis on my wall in my room. Like, so, it's amazing, but also at the same time, I try to keep the main thing, and not let the outside noise get too much in. But sometimes it's just, it's cool. It's a moment I'll never forget.
So growing up and playing football, I'm sure been a good player from a long time. As you get to high school, I watched your high school highlights, and my first thought was, how'd you not go SEC out of high school? Because, it's not like you were a totally different player than you are now. Obviously, You developed, but you were good back then too. Was there a chip on your shoulder in high school, just like, hey, I should be getting some of the attention that these other kids are getting based on my play?
Yeah, I have a coach. His name's Coach Howard. He's my high school receivers coach. And we worked really hard day in, day out every year. And my junior year was my kind of year where I kind of got on the map. And my senior year rolled around, but in that March before my senior year, COVID started. So, he had to talk with me, prior to the season, and was like, hey, look, it might not go the way we want it to go. You know what you want, but like with COVID and everything, it's going to be different. It's going to be hard. So whatever happens, just trust God and you just keep working. And that's what I did. And, there was a chip on my shoulder every game. I've always been a player that plays better with the chip. So being doubted, being underrated, all that stuff, it's just fuel to me. Like I have everything that I need in my locker. It's written in my locker of what people say about me, what people think about me. Like it's all just fuel to the fire. So I've always done that, but I like being the underdog.
So your college, obviously, football becomes a little more of a business. A lot of people, when they go look back, they say, "Man, high school, pee wee, those are the days." Any memory sticks out from just your youth football or high school career with your boys? You're just like, "Man, this was awesome."
So I'll start with Pee Wee football. Every Saturday, I remember the most vivid memory I have is Saturday after a game or before a game. NCAA 14 had came out, and I asked my mom. I said, "Can I get this?" Everyone wanted to play Road to Glory back then, and she was like, "Yeah, you got to score 4 touchdowns today." So I was like, "Okay." I ended up scoring 5, and she lied to me on the car ride home. It was like, I just couldn't find it anywhere or whatever, and I have the whole car is full of my Pee Wee friends. We're all expecting to go home and play the game, and she says that, and we're all just like, and I get home and it's actually there. But no, the most vivid, like high school was the best time. My best friend Landon, shout out to Landon. He's been my best friend since the beginning, and we always have a ritual after the game. We'll go sit in the back of the truck, over the lake and just talk about life and what we're gonna do and accomplish. And we're living out those dreams now. He's in the military, so we're 2 different paths, but same road.
Yeah, shout out to Landon. Veterans Day as we record this, so definitely shout out to Landon, all the veterans out there. So, just like looking back on playing football, you mentioned the violence and being able to take that out. But obviously you're an athlete, you're playing offense too. Like, just what about that game allows you to be yourself? Like, why do you feel like you have to be on the field to really be fully yourself?
It's just where I'm most comfortable. Like you said, I had a football in my hand before a bottle, so it's just something I've always known. Um, I don't know, just the love of the game. Like there's so many things that a lot of guys look at what the game can do for them. Everyone wants to make it to the NFL. Everyone wants to do all those things, but for me, it's more or less just like a lot of these lessons that I'm learning from football correlate into my day to day life. I had a Coach Schaefer, Scott Schaefer, told me that football is this much of your life. The rest of your life is this much. So for me, it's just, what can I give the game to inspire the younger generation, So for me, it's just, every day is, I'm not taking anything for granted, but every moment that I've had since I've picked up a football has just been great. There's not a bad memory that I have. So I don't know, just something about the game, just I can't pinpoint it. It just makes me.
What are some of the lessons, or at least a lesson that you took from football that you see as a student athlete or just as a young man that you're using in your life?
Whew. A lot of guys would say discipline, but for me, I would say communication. I've always struggled with, you know, being very introverted. So I wasn't really a branch out type, but being on the football field and just seeing how one piece of excitement can just trickle down. So it just for me now, able to better communicate with friends, family, everyone. I can talk to everybody now because I'm so used to having to scream at 20 different people in front of 70,000 people or 80,000 people. So just being able to talk better. And just I don't know. Like you said, I'm extroverted now. I can be like you guys see me on Saturdays. I look like I'm going insane, but I'm just having fun.
It's amazing talking about 2014 playing that game. I know I was playing my son. He was using the canes. He picked me off with you, try to take it back on me. So how's it feel like for you to play the game and see yourself wearing that orange and green?
It's just a real moment. Like first time I did it, it was just kind of like one of those moments where you look back to when you were 8 7 8 years old and you're like, one day I'll be in this. And then they cut the game out, and then luckily before my last year they were like, hey, we're gonna bring it back. So that's just a moment for me where I'm like, it's surreal because you dreamed about stuff like that. So I do it every once in a while now, but they had me in 32 and a neck roll for a little minute. So I was a little mad. I'm not gonna lie, but they fixed it, so it's all good now.
Yeah, they know now for sure. So Middle Tennessee, I know that was a really important step for you. Great coaching staff, obviously a team that had a lot of success. We'll talk about that in a second as it relates to Miami, but just your relationship with that staff and going out there and becoming a better player.
Yeah. So Coach Rick Stockstill, he coaches at Florida State now. That was one of the best coaches I've ever had in my life. Pulled me in my first day. I came in as an athlete, so I thought I was gonna play offense. Um, he pulled me in and he was like, "Hey, look, don't know where I'm gonna play you yet, but you got a lot of potential." And he kind of just told me what it was. Like, probably don't see you being here very long, but just go out and And Coach Schaefer pulled me in first day and told me that I was gonna play safety, and I was really, really, really angry. Told my mom I wanted to quit, didn't want to play anymore, and I just, I had a guy in front of me named Reed Blankenship. He plays for the Eagles now. He's a great dude. I had a chance to sit behind him for a year, and I don't know. The more and more I just practiced and practiced and practiced, it was one of those things that just became natural, and use all that built up anger that I had for Coach Schaefer just to hit people, and grew a craving for it, dude. Like, I always wanted to do it, but I talk to Coach Schaefer to this day. I wouldn't be in the position that I probably wouldn't be a great receiver. If I'm being honest, wouldn't be a great running back. I'm still not a great safety yet, but I think I got more room there to grow. So I talk to him all the time. I texted him yesterday and just told him I loved you and thank you because without him I wouldn't be where I'm at now. So our whole staff was great.
Then move on to Tennessee SEC. Your mom said that was a tough one for her because she was not a Tennessee fan growing up in SEC country. That orange was
Uh,
was tough on her. But just playing at that level and seeing SEC football, obviously growing up first in Mississippi, then in Tennessee, you know what that means. So what was that environment like for you?
oh, for me, like my mom, she wasn't a Tennessee fan, but me and Landon and his whole family were. So I grew up a Tennessee guy. Like, I moved to Tennessee when I was 5, 6. Just kind of was one of those things that inherited there. Um, it's great, dude. I love that place. And that place will always hold dearly to my heart. But, you know, playing in the SEC, dude, like, I think that's every kid's dream. Well, was because now NIL's changed everything. But I think that was a milestone moment in my life where I just had to do it.
So Jacoby, people that maybe on the outside don't understand these are long college careers, a lot of ups and downs that student athletes go through just everywhere because of just the nature of being a student athlete and the ups and downs. I understand at one point, you reached out to your mom and just, you were struggling just with the game, like the passion for the game, and it was a tough time for you emotionally. And she really encouraged you, just kind of said, "Hey, this is who you are. This is what you do." What do you remember about that time period and your communications with your family and your mother?
Um, that was a hard time for me, honestly. I was mentally struggling really bad. Uh, I just remember I called my mom one night. Was just talking to her about like didn't know if I wanted to play football anymore. I didn't know what the next page held, but I just don't think it's for me anymore. And my mom got up at 10 o'clock at night, drove 4 hours, knocked on my front door at 2 o'clock in the morning. Uh, Walked me outside, and we walked around the neighborhood, and we just talked. And when I got back to the house, she hugged me and she said, "This is what you've done your entire life. Don't don't let one moment ruin everything that you've built. But I want you to be happy." And when she told me that, it was just like, I got to bet on me, dude. So I ended up, transferring here, and I haven't looked back. But at the same time, like that was a harder moment for me because I loved that place. Like that place was a dream come true for me. But everybody's story is different, and I think I needed a different opportunity somewhere else, and this opportunity is working out for me well. But yeah, that was a hard decision, dude. That was a tough one.
It's always interesting when you enter the portal, especially someone who originally signed with Middle Tennessee State. Like now you're the belle of the ball, right? You're going through maybe what the 5-star kids out of high school experienced as an older player, where teams are coming after you hard, right? You're a hot commodity. What was that process like once you entered the portal and schools just really started hitting you up?
For me, dude, I was just I had one chance, um, so I had to figure out quick because it was a springtime, so I needed to get somewhere right now. And I remember sitting down. Coach Harris calls me, and I remember just talking to him, and like felt like I wasn't talking to like a coach. It just felt like I was talking to like a mentor. And he told me straight up, like, look, you got 1 year, you know, you got a ball. Like, I talked to your mama. They called my mom first. Like Miami called my parents first. They didn't talk to me. So that was like, for me, it was a big moment because I wanted my parents to be involved in my last year. And he talked to my mom, and we talked for a little while, and I just kind of felt the connection with him. Like, I can trust this guy. And when I got here, everything he told me on my visit has come to fruition. So I can't thank him enough. But when it was all said and done, like I just knew I didn't have time to wait. Like I didn't have time to sit around and talk to every school and see what every school was talking about. I had to make a decision right here, right now, and Miami was, the choice.
And obviously that time in your career, you're not like a high school recruit, so it's very much a business decision, and you're looking at a much more professional standpoint than you would as a 17-year-old. But coming down here and seeing the environment, seeing the campus, seeing Miami, what was that like for you? Just from a, you're a student here as well. You're part of this community. What did about Miami appeal to you outside of the football element?
Well, it's different for me because I'm a small town kid. Like town I grew up in, there's no more than 15, 20,000 people. So um, it was different. It was a culture shock for me, but I loved it. I loved how different it is. I mean, who doesn't want to walk in the morning to practice and see palm trees and stuff like the beach? It's a once in a lifetime thing. Like it's Miami. Who wouldn't want to come here? So it was just beautiful. The people here are great too. Like the culture is very, 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 very good. Like the people, the food, dude, the food.
What's on your cuisine list here? Like what are you eating?
It did. It varies day to day. Right now, I'm on like a seafood kick.
There you go.
But when I came here in May on my visit, I had stone crab for the first time. Oh man, at Prime 112. Oh man, yeah. But nah, I just love this place, dude. It's become like really second home to me, and I love the weather. Like it's 32 degrees where I'm from, and it's 68 down here. So
yeah. Once it gets this cold, you see iguanas freezing and falling out of trees. People wearing like 2 jackets on. This is a breeze for you, right? This is nothing.
yeah, it's not that bad. But like you said, there's people like walking around with hoodies, sweatpants. I'm like 65, 68. You guys are, but hey, I mean, whatever works.
Listen, I know girls that got fur coats sitting in their closet all year, so this is like the day to put out your winter fashion.
Yeah, when I was moving down here, I didn't know if I should bring my Carhartt jacket and stuff like that. My mom was like, "No, you don't need that," and I was like, "You never know." But now I'm like, I really don't need it. I don't need any of my cold weather stuff. I walk around in shorts and slides all day.
One thing I know your mom's experienced, I'm sure your dad's experienced too, and you're going to experience in the rest of your journeys. When you have that U on your sweater and you go anywhere in the country, really anywhere in the world. I've been to Japan, I've seen the U, Israel, I've seen the U. Like people rep this brand nationally. SEC is very much, the people there are there, right? This is kind of a national deal because it's a smaller school. What's it like to be representing a brand that is a worldwide type of brand?
Yeah, dude, I got a lot of respect for it. You know, Miami's done a lot of great things for me, like a lot of great things for me. So now I'm in the position where I'm like, what can I do for the university? So like I said, like the history here, I want to be a part of those history books. Like I want kids to look up to me one day and think about me when they're playing in Miami. But to represent the U, man, is everything. Especially like you think about all the great people that have passed through this university. It's just a moment that I don't take for granted, especially when I step on the green tree and I remember all the guys that have sweated on this field, bled on this field. I'm paying homage to them each and every day.
And seeing someone like a Michael Irvin on the sideline, I know he's been there more than people on the staff, and he's there all the time. Like that connection where someone's already made it, already done everything there is to do. They could be on a beach somewhere and they're kind of in the trenches with you guys. Is that motivation to say like, hey, this is not just a right now thing. This is a lifetime type deal.
Yeah, for sure. Every Canes legend that's come back here to talk, that I've talked to, I've had the opportunity to speak with, they all say the same thing. It's brotherhood. Something about this place just keeps bringing them back. And, the longer I've been here, I can kind of see why. Like the relationships that you make at this place aren't like, they don't feel like business relationships. They're more personal. Like Michael Irvin, like you see him on the sideline, he's just as happy as anyone else when you score a touchdown. He sees the work that we've put in. He's at practice sometimes, like watching us practice. So it's like, this place just has a lot of like intense love for this. Like a lot of people have intense love for this U. So it's a surreal moment, especially when you see guys on the sideline that have done everything that we dream of doing playing right now. So those guys coming back just opens my eyes to there was something about this place that they couldn't leave alone.
And we're talking about a lot of the good stuff, but we all know that there's days where you don't want to do an early morning workout or your body's not feeling good, and you got to kind of convince yourself, hey, let's push through, let's do this. What's your motivation that allows you to push through those quiet, tough times and do what you need to do?
For me, if I don't like, because everyone has some days, but like for me, when it happens, I just say the world doesn't care about your problems. The world don't care what you're going through. You got to come to work every day. Just so my mom has to go to work every single morning. She has to go to work. Why would I not have to, you know? So she has to go to work, and she doesn't enjoy her job like I enjoy mine. So what am I? There's millions of people that wish they could be in my position every single day. What am I wasting this opportunity for? You know, sometimes it's hard to get out of bed after you play the game. You're sore. The world don't care about your problems. Get up, let's go.
So 20 years from now, after your successful NFL career, you can be coaching. What are you going to be doing? Doing something else?
But I already
Business?
know my mom told you I'm not coaching.
That's what she said. She said for me to ask you because she thinks you're going to be a coach, and she says you're pushing back.
Not gonna do it. I can't do it. I can't deal with myself as a player. Not without having to put my hands on somebody. I can't do it. No, I love football, but I'll be a couch coach.
Yeah, couch coach. We'll see. This is recorded, so 20 years from now, when you're wearing one of those polos, you know, and you're going to recruit in kids' houses, we'll pull this one up.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
All right, so you're a popular guy. You got a lot of fan questions. Like I said, man, the fan base is really connected with you. I think it's just the way you play, kind of the passion you play with, and also some of the respect you pay to the tradition and the way you play and showing respect that way. I know it's connected with a lot of fans. So got a lot of questions here. First one, speaking of the topic we were just saying, who's your favorite Miami legend to watch? You mentioned Sean Taylor.
Outside of Sean Taylor, DBs. Ray Lewis is a great one to watch. I like watching Santana Moss. Yeah, that's just the old high school receiver me in. Ray Lewis, violent guy. Vince Wilfork.
Yeah.
Trench play. Coach Rump.
Yeah, there he is. He was a stud.
Yeah, that's one of the ones because he wore the same numbers as me, so we talk all the time. I had to go see if had to go watch his highlights, see if he was really, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of guys I can name off. Ed Reed, obviously. So
yeah, you got that Ed Reed thing where the ball just finds you. We just came off that game where you didn't even know you had a pick and you had one. So that's the Ed Reed thing. Is like the ball just tends to find certain playmakers, man. That's been you this year. It's funny. I didn't even know this is the next question, but right on cue. What was going through your head on that pick versus Syracuse?
So I don't know. All right, Louisville, I really caught the one that scraped the ground. It was the same situation. So I really thought I heard the whistle, and Mohamed Touré looked at me in his eyes, and he was looking confused as well. And he was like, he didn't hear a whistle, but I did. I swear I did. I heard a whistle. And he's like, come on. I was like, all right, let's go. And then I kind of trotted a little bit at first because I thought they were going to blow it dead, and they didn't. So I was like, all right, whatever, let's go.
A little juke move, made some guys miss.
Hey, you said you seen my highlights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know
a question about your work ethic. Is that something that developed over time, or is that something you had from a young age?
I've always had it. My parents, really my dad. You can't take them on, like, I'm very competitive. Whether we're right beside each other or you're 2,000 miles away, I'm still competing with you. So for me, it's just like I'm in the weight room. That guy might be taking an off day. If I can get a day ahead of him, I'm winning because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. You can work out today. I'll work out 3 times tomorrow and be ahead. That's just how I've always been. So work ethic is something I think is very vital to an athlete. But, you know, Coach Irv says all the time, there's no such thing as overtraining, but there's such thing as under-recovering. So that's my biggest thing is just work hard, recover better.
Yeah, part of being an older player, right? And more veteran player. I'm excited to ask you this question because I asked everybody, and all the Florida guys, I don't care if it's Xavier Lucas, Carson Beck, they all have the same answer. So I want to see if it's different for you. They say pregame playlist, Rod Wave, Young Boy. What's on your pregame playlist?
On mine?
Yeah.
I'm weird, bro. I have 5 songs that I have to listen to pregame. So I listen to Cody Johnson, Human. That's just like one, just home roots. I listen to Hustle Music by Lil Wayne. Oh, man. I'm not going to say the other ones, but I listen I listen to, like, country music, like Clint Black.
There you go.
Oh, man. Jason Aldean, obviously. Then I mean, I throw a little young boy rod wave in there just to be hit, but nah, I'm more country. I like to be calm before the storm. So and I also like to remember why I'm playing. So just back home roots.
Well, listen, you're getting older. I know when I was younger, it was all hip hop. And then as you get older and you live more life, those country lyrics kind of
They kind of
hit a
settle
little
in a little
different.
bit, yeah. So, but no, it's always been like that. I've always been a country music guy. Like, if you guys ever see me outside of here, I'll probably be wearing boots and jeans.
Hey, you got different style out here. You know, you got to come different in Miami. If everybody's dressed one way, come a different way.
Yeah, it's never changed, man.
That's it. So you talked about this a little bit as far as the question is what made you choose the Canes. You talked about, the coaching staff and everything else. What else about, let's just focus about the university, because you know, even though you're a portal player, you are here, you're part of the university. Anything in the university appealed to you during your process?
For me, I was focused on football. But when I got here, just to see how beautiful the university was, it was different. Like I'm coming from Tennessee where it's brick buildings everywhere and cold, and get here and there's a lake in the middle of campus. Yeah. So it's like palm trees everywhere. The structure of campus was really pretty, but for me, it was really just ball, bro. Yeah. That was my biggest focus, was ball. I came as a graduate, so right. I was already done with school, but the place is amazing. Like, this place is beautiful. I don't know if you've been here, dude. It's just walking through here on a nice summer day. It's a beautiful place. Yeah,
the lake right there. I mean, I've been fishing in Tennessee, and you catch some trout. Maybe catch some bass. This lake right here, they got some monster saltwater fish. You don't know what you're gonna find in there.
I ain't fishing out here, man. It's too much down here for me. I don't do the ocean.
So, a question here about how do you handle pressure during close games? You're the safety. I mean, you make a mistake, it could be catastrophic, right? So there's a lot of pressure on you at all times. Close games, played a few this year. How do you handle the pressure?
Pressure makes diamonds. So, in those are moments that you gotta realize, like, these are the moments I live for. Especially you play safety, it's like quarterback of the defense. If you make the mistake, the game could be over. So for me, when I'm, back there in those situations, I'm just thinking like, so I'm prepared for this. We prepared for this all week. So now this is my time to go make a play, change the game, win the game, It's another play, though. It's just another play, dog. Like, it's another down.
Last one. It's about your motivation. And let me ask it a different way, because you talked about some of the things that push you through in the hard times. But what's your big goal? Like, what's that North Star that you're looking at, that you're saying, I'm not satisfied till I'm there?
It would be, for me, and I could say the answer that everyone else has is, just well off financially, but I want a gold jacket. I want my name to be written in books for the rest of my life, or for eternity. I just want to be a guy that, changes the way people see the game. Like, DB isn't a position that a lot of guys, want to play. There's probably 20,000 high school kids that are playing receiver, and maybe 200 guys want to play corner. So just bringing the swag back to the position is my thing. I want guys to want to play DB, want to play safety, want to, do those things. So that's my thing. I want a gold jacket, and I want guys to understand that this position is really, it's all about swag, bro. You got to have some juice to be a DB.
Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of kids around South Florida trying to recreate some of your interceptions, some of your big hits after watching you this season, and there's still more memories to go, man. So, Jakobe, appreciate you. Remember to like and subscribe to Storm Sessions, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Thank you to OmegaXL Sport for bringing this to the fans. Jakobe, appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much.